The Tesla truck could be a game changer, but it is obviously not the only remarkable invention and innovation to make a debut this year. The editors of Time magazine have compiled a list, and the top 25 are featured in this week's cover story, the 25 best inventions of 2017.
They range from life-saving innovations to lifestyle innovations, like a drone they say puts the selfie stick to shame.
Oh, no.
Taking airborne photos and video from an easy-to-control craft that recognizes hand gestures. Here to tell us about all other items that made the cut is Time science editor Jeffrey Kluger. Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm very excited about this.
I'm very terrified about this.
That's an even balance. Everybody feels both of those things.
All right, so let's start with the multi-elevator. This is an industry that hasn't undergone a whole lot of change in a long time.
Yeah, when your business model goes back to 1888, there's something about refreshing your inventory list. This elevator works both horizontally and vertically.
This blows my mind.
You can have elevators in tall towers that have horizontal connections between them. You can go back and forth. It works through magnetic levitation, more or less than cables, and the cars are actually able to pass one another in the same shaft, which means you reduce traffic, you increase speed, and you increase the flexibility of your building design.
And you'll never get stuck in one again,
And you will never get stuck in, well, we're going to work on that part.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, next up is the Esight 3. Those are glasses that some people have called the most powerful pair in the world, and they are for the blind.
They are for the blind. They are for the legally blind. So if you're totally blind, unfortunately, these won't work for you. But what they do is they have an algorithm that refines clarity, refines contrast, and refines zoom, so you can intensify the visual image coming in. These glasses can actually allow legally blind people to play sports. They're expensive, just under $10,000 for a pair, but the company is helping to connect potential patients with funding sources and grants so that
Gift
they
of
can have
sight.
access to
Wow.
it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's really impressive. We mentioned Tesla's electric semi-truck, but what made your list from Tesla is their new Model 3.
That's right. And here we are in an industry that still is competing with a global total of 1.2 billion conventional cars as opposed to 2 million electric. Now, the reason for that, in part, is price point and range. But Tesla is tackling that by bringing the cost of this model down to $35,000, which is competitive, and allowing a range of 200 miles on a single charge, which is basically what the Chevy Bolt has achieved. They're having a very good problem right now. They're getting 1,800 orders a day, which they can't keep up with. Elon Musk says, we are in production hell right now.
Maybe that's a good place to be. Okay, one of the coolest items on the list is Michelin's new concept tire, which is called the Vision. What is it? And does Spider-Man have these on his car?
It certainly looks like Spider-Man created them. This eliminates the key feature of tires, air. They are non-inflatable, they're made out of recycled materials, and the tread is 3D printed. So if it's dry in your city one day and snowy the next day, you don't have to change the tires. You just swap out the tread covering and you're good to go. And those treads also have sensors in them, so that when your tread is wearing down, you get alerted. Time to change.
Amazing.
Next up, a redesign of the standard football helmet, the 01.
The 01, and this is critical. Among children alone, people under 19 years old, there are 300,000 sports-related traumatic head injuries each year. One way of dealing with this is to redesign the helmet. This helmet is made not of a hard shell, but of a softer, more flexible polymer. It was designed, like so many great things are, by a pediatric neurosurgeon on the back of a bar napkin. There are now players from 20 college teams and 18 NFL teams using it, including Alex Smith of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, and really quickly before we finish up, Mars. NASA is planning another mission to the Red Planet with the Mars Insight lander. Tell us about it.
This is going to be a very sweet one. Now, we are all spoiled by Mars rovers that go and toddle around the planet. This will be stationary, but for a reason. It's going to hammer a 16-foot probe deep into the Martian surface to learn more about Mars's thermal history. It'll be detecting the planet's wobble, the planet's internal composition. Basically, this will be a full CAT scan and medical check.
Wow. I love it, Jeffrey Kluger. It's a brave new world. Thank you for that, sir.
Thank you for having me.